Wee! It's 2026. Hello everybody, I hope you're all doing well. I wanted to hop on here and do my 2026 vision board with you guys. Last year, 2025, we created a vision board together, and 2025 was kind of a doozy. But I wanted to go over my vision board from last year with you guys and sort of talk about my reflections of last year, and then go forward into creating a new vision board for 2026 with new intentions, new goals. So if you'd like to join me on this process of talking about our goals and visions for the new year and creating a vision board together, then sit back, enjoy, grab yourself a cup of tea. I've got this, it's a Kuan Yin like black tea with some jasmine and orange and some other things. It's, I think, my favorite tea. I get it from this shop called Eclectic by Nature in Greensboro. Shout out Eclectic, love them. And shout out my friend Anne for gifting me this Good Mythical morning mug. I use it many mornings when I'm drinking my coffee or whatever. But yeah, let's get started. Okay, so I've got my 2025 vision board up here on the screen. 2025, I feel like it was really a year of illumination, maybe not so much a year of like manifestation. I kind of feel like some of the visions I had for myself were more so about like planting seeds than they were about like maybe actually doing certain things. Like in 2025, you see like this big theme I had of this like fear of being seen and really wanting to be comfortable performing like this girl on the stage on the bottom right and doing pole and kind of just fostering this confidence in myself as like a woman in my sensuality. And I didn't do any like performing or anything last year, but I feel like I did a lot of kind of thinking about what my true dreams are in life. I knew I had this fear of being seen. I knew I wanted to overcome it. I didn't know exactly what that meant for myself. And I feel like after all of last year, I have discovered that I love dance and I really want to try to get into dance more, taking more dance classes, taking more pole classes, because I really didn't do much of that last year. I was so kind of wrapped up and still recovering from my ACL surgery and like all this knee pain that I was having a hard time, you know, getting myself to go out and take a pole class or to focus on these like handstand goals or whatever because of the physical limitations I was facing in terms of the things I could and couldn't do. And I was kind of feeling very, not lost, but just like stuck. And it wasn't until October of last year that I actually managed to completely get rid of my knee pain. So now I feel like I wasn't really able to physically do a lot of things last year, but this year I feel ready to like take more action. But yeah, we'll talk about that when I talk about 2026. My vision board for 2025 also included the YouTube logo and these phrases, "It's already yours," and 888, kind of just as like an abundance reminder. And I really did focus on YouTube a lot last year. I put out a video, I think at least one every month, and I found a lot of success with my silver metal clay video, which has attracted a lot of people to my channel. So thank you for anybody who's watched that. And I actually had a few people who discovered me on YouTube reach out to me personally and send me some very personal, heartfelt messages, just wanting to connect. So I just wanted to send a little shout out to all of you. Thank you so much for contacting me. Joanna from Raleigh, Wiebke, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, from Germany, and her son, and Dorotab on Instagram. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting me and sending such sweet messages. Your encouragement really means the world to me. So anyways, I feel very happy about having had YouTube on my vision board for last year. It's definitely going to be on my vision board for this year again, because I want to continue to create things that are from my heart, that speak to who I am and the things that I enjoy doing. And yeah, just wanting to like share my journey with other people to kind of create this community. The tarot card for strength that I had on my vision board from last year, I know I was talking about strength and how it's not just being strong, it's also about learning when to be flexible and when to kind of like hold back. And I feel like this year, strength really did kind of come into play for me, especially with my ACL recovery. I learned through that whole process that I really couldn't muscle my way through it. I really had to sort of slow down and become more present and listen and feel what's actually happening in my body, which in doing that, like I said, it sort of like flipped the switch in my brain of like all of a sudden these like muscles turned on, which like weren't really activated before. I had more activity in my feet, which weirdly enough led to getting rid of the pain in my knee. The picture I had here of representing sort of sensuality, I don't know how much I can really or want to talk about it on YouTube because I kind of want to keep it close to my heart, but there is sort of like one thing in the realm of sensuality that I have been like wishing for a long time, and it finally ended up happening this year. So, and again, that really, I feel like, took place and happened because I was more relaxed and willing to sort of like let go of the reins in my life and just like enjoy the present moment. And then all of a sudden this thing that I thought was impossible became possible. And yeah, so that was another thing that was really cool from this last year that I'm very grateful for. And yeah, this general theme with the butterflies here of freedom and this, you know, actually I can. I feel like this last year I sort of really started to understand maybe what my dreams might look like, which is looking to dance. Like I want to dance, I want to be creative, I want to do something amazing, something more with my life to sort of impact others and help others, and also like heal these kind of like wounds I have within myself and just become like this like beautiful butterfly in my life. And that's all great, but I feel like in that realization, 2025 also became super intense and kind of difficult for me because I started struggling in my normal life because I started realizing how much maybe I'm like holding myself back sometimes, that it's made some of like the mundane tasks in life a bit difficult for me to get myself to continue to do. I don't want to like say too much about that, too much else for other reasons, I guess. But yeah, I think looking into 2026, I am now going to be taking all this illumination, all of this sort of inspiration and realization that I had in 2025, and I'm creating actionable steps now and a plan for me to make some changes moving forward that will allow me to begin to actually start embodying some of these dreams and like following some of these dreams that I have. So yeah, that's all I'll say about that for now. Let's go ahead and start looking and creating a vision board for 2026. I think I'm gonna do things a little bit different this year. I'm gonna insert a text box, and I kind of just want to jot down some thoughts I have about how I want my 2026 to look. So firstly, I really want to focus on dance and pole, basically like any form of expression I can do. And I would love to like join some sort of dance class and maybe do a class where like it's, you know, a series, and then at the end of the time there's like a performance or something. So that's just like one little note. I would love to attend a retreat or something this year. I didn't end up attending another retreat last year, but I was kind of like looking on Instagram, and I've found some like dance retreats that are happening. I think that could be really cool. I'm also really wanting to explore running more. I randomly one day started like trying to get back into running a little bit, and I don't know what got into me. Like I was kind of really only running like a couple miles at the most. And then one day all of a sudden I like just got on the treadmill and like felt like pretty good about it, and decided to just keep running, and I ended up running like 6.5 miles. And then a few days later I did the same thing and ran 8 miles. I don't know, I just got into like some sort of groove and just was like plugging away at it, just like slowly, but just like in the zone. And I just kept going and I felt great. So I'm like, maybe I want to do like a half marathon or something. I don't know, this year potentially. I just want to like get into it more. So I'm going to put that on my vision board. Some other physical goals. I really want to be able to do a pull-up. I can do chin-ups like with your hands facing toward you, but I've never been able to do a pull-up with your hands facing away from you. It's just a lot harder for whatever reason. So I'd like to do that. I still really want to do a handstand one day. I do really want to like continue building muscle because after my surgery, I lost a lot of muscle and like had a lot of atrophy. So I want to continue doing that. This year, I really want to start making art again, like actual art. In high school, I took AP art and we had to like make a concentration as part of that, which was like 12 pieces basically. And you did like one every week and a half or 2 weeks or so. And then you at the end of the year, you would send your best like 5 pieces out to be like graded, and then that was your grade for the class. And I've toyed with the idea of challenging myself to do another concentration because I feel like when I did it originally, making art was something that has always been like very fun and inspiring for me. And I feel like I hit some groove back then that I'm like, ooh, like something, there's a little sprinkle of something special there. I feel like I want to continue to explore that. So that's on my vision board for this year, is making art. I want to continue to improve my confidence, as always, and make friends and focus on my own authenticity. I feel like it's always been difficult for me to be my authentic self around others, but I feel like I did a lot of work this year in like kind of taking steps to sort of start changing that, and I'm realizing like how much energy it takes to hide, and it's more difficult and painful hiding who you are than just being yourself. And then I also want to just take some like actionable concrete steps to start like physically following my dreams more. So I'm just gonna say like follow my dreams and heart. I know I also said 2025 felt like a year of illumination for me, and I feel like it's kind of culminating and leading toward 2026 being a year of action. So I'm gonna say action. I also really want it to be like a year of intuition. I feel like this last year I've gotten a lot better at listening to my intuition and like actually hearing what it's saying. And so this next year in 2026, I think just like focusing more on like enhancing that intuition and following it, like not just hearing it, you know? Sorry if I sound bad, I have a cold right now. But okay, so that's kind of my ideas for this upcoming year. I think for the making art piece, I want to steal a picture from my art concentration that I made back in high school and put that on my vision board just as a reminder. So let's go find one. Hello! Yeah, you can come in. I'm filming.
I'll give you a gift.
You gave me a gift? What is this? Oh, my stereo. Isaac is replacing my car stereo with Apple CarPlay.
I think it works fine.
Yay!
Ooh,
That was
cute.
fast.
I love you.
I love you. That was Isaac. He's a sweetie. Okay, so yeah, let's get a picture. I think I'm gonna do the first picture I have for my art concentration. I'm not gonna go through them all right now because I might do that in a later video. I really like this one. I love the colors. In my mind when I was painting it, it was kind of like this moment of like rebirth and just like being one with the universe and like connecting to the environment and like the stars and kind of like your dreams, and it just feels very ethereal and magical. So I think I'll include that on my vision board. So I've just logged into my Pinterest, and let's take a look at my 2026 vision board. I went ahead and started putting a few ideas in here at the beginning of the board. So I had some friends hanging out. I am safe to express myself. I am safe to dress how I want. I am safe to be who I am. I am safe to be seen. I am safe to live my life. I really love this picture. I think I want to include this of this woman dancing. I feel like I've started doing a little bit of this in my Sacred Flow videos, like making them more intuitively led. And I posted one little reel about intuitive dance, and I want to like continue. It was very like fun for me to do that, and I just want to continue doing more of it. So I think that's a good one for the dance part. I found like this picture here of these people, looks like maybe at a retreat of some sort. I liked this picture just of like this girl making a wish. I felt like that was kind of a good energy maybe to bring into 2026, like making a wish and then trusting and believing it will happen. But what else have we got? So, and then I had this like picture of this girl running, another running picture. What else? When your energy changes, your reality changes. This one I added, it's the damn phone, because this last year I feel like I got somewhat addicted to YouTube analytics. It's so addictive, it really is, because like they say like the most addictive things are those which are random and like positive. So it's almost like playing roulette or like the lottery. Every time I would open my phone, I would like go to YouTube Studio, see if I got a new subscriber. And it became this habit that was like addictive. And so for the new year, I've decided I am not looking at YouTube Studio analytics anymore. I'm not allowed to know because I don't need to know that. And I get to learn to like just trust in the vision and have faith, and, you know, following my heart will lead me where I'm supposed to go. I don't need to have such control and like tight grip over what's going on. We also have the things that excite you are not random, they are connected to your purpose. I like that as a quote. I don't know if I love this picture as much as some of the other ones. Anything you lose by speaking your truth isn't a loss, it's an alignment. That could be a good reminder. Darkness is a place of divine creation too. I feel like there was a lot of darkness in 2025, a lot of not knowing, you know, exactly what my path forward in life looks like. And then again, I have this sign that says, embrace the mystery. I am the divine in motion, calm, powerful whole. How I see my aura, fire and butterflies. I like that picture a lot. If you don't do your dance, who will? Dance first, think later. It's the natural order. Tippy toes, dancing. Be brave enough to destroy your public image for your authenticity. Sweat your prayers, dance your pain, and move on. What else have we got? My productivity is rooted in intention, not urgency. And that's what I'm trying to do with my YouTube channel especially, is like be intentional about the videos I'm making, not just pushing one out, you know, to get one out. I am in love with my fierce feminine energy. This beautiful lady in her painting, which I just love the colors of. She is still inside of me. I carry her with me wherever I go. This one was kind of just like speaking to the inner child, and I did some work with Danielle Bird this year on like CPTSD recovery and learning to kind of like reparent myself. And Danielle, love you Danielle, always talks about this like fierce sweetness, having that with yourself, like this fierce sweetness to sort of reparent and give yourself what you need, protect yourself, like a parent or a mother would, like fiercely sweet, being that way to your younger parts. So I just had this on my vision board kind of as a reminder about that. Patience is powerful, your time is limited, live your life. Some pretty like pictures by the river and being in water and painting in the forest and all these things, which I think are all beautiful. Just like picking what to put on my vision board is hard. Okay, I think I've probably talked your ear off at this point. So I'm just gonna go and I think start taking some of these images that I feel most inspired about and pulling them into the vision board. And yeah, I'm gonna do a little time lapse of that for y'all. And I'll see you in a minute once I've created it. Sup guys, this is Editing Holly. The recording that I made of me making the original vision board for my desktop computer did not save, unfortunately. So here's a recording of me turning the computer version of my vision board into a vertical version that I can use for my phone wallpaper. So hope you enjoy.
And we're done. I hope you guys enjoyed that little time lapse of me creating my 2026 vision board. It's actually now like a day later or so, and I decided to just come outside since it's sunny today and just kind of give my reflections of my 2026 visions for the year. I wrote down a few major themes for the year that I kind of noticed looking at my vision board. First, we have this big theme of trust and really sort of embracing the mystery, the darkness, kind of like I had in my vision board. I'll pop up a picture of it here also just so you guys can see the finished product. I'm really wanting to bring into this year more of a belief in myself and belief in the universe that if I truly follow my heart, then I don't need to worry about the process. I don't need to worry about the outcome. I'm not going to be looking at YouTube Studio anymore. I'm not going to be second guessing what I'm doing so much. I'm not going to be over-analyzing. Last year I was definitely over-analyzing a lot and really had this sort of like grippy, tight, almost like trying to force an outcome type of feeling. And this year for 2026, I really am wanting to, kind of like the one picture I had in my vision board that says, when your energy changes, your reality changes. I really want to focus on changing my own energy. Like I have this tendency to overanalyze everything and just be like anxious about things and just feel like I have to hold on to them so tight. But I know that like if I choose to kind of just let go of any preconceived notions I have of the outcome, that will manifest more peace in my life. We all have these dreams, I feel like, of these like peaceful, beautiful lives where everything just goes our way. And we think that, oh, once I get there, then I'll feel different. But the reality is that if we don't ever try to change how we feel in our present moment, then even if we get those things, we're gonna be feeling the same way. We're still gonna be feeling rushed and anxious and grippy and tired and overwhelmed. And the work really is to focus on our energy now. Focus on being the relaxed, present version of yourself now. We get to practice doing that. And ultimately that work is what's going to change our energy, not achieving these goals, quote unquote, that we have for ourselves. I'm really wanting to focus on being more soft, on receiving, on flowing with life more, and believing in myself and in my path. That was the first theme I had, was trust. The second theme I had in my vision board was definitely one of authenticity. I had the image that says, be brave enough to destroy your public image for your authenticity. And I feel like I'm really, it's so hard when you've like been a people pleaser your whole life, but I'm really kind of over it. I'm like, I don't want to waste any more time people pleasing. I don't want to be apologizing for who I am anymore. I don't want to be covering up who I am. And it's easier said than done, right? Like, especially around like family or people who like you really care what they think of you. But I know that if I allow myself to truly be who I am, then I will automatically magnetize the people and things that are for me and will automatically repel those things and those people which are not for me or who don't have my best interest at heart, who don't like me, and that's okay. And that's actually healthy and good. The more we can be ourselves, the more authentic we can be, the easier it will be to find those connections, those people, those experiences that light us up and bring joy into our lives, that bring love into our lives, that we can love fully. So yeah, that was another theme I kind of had for my vision board this year, was really focusing on authenticity, not caring what other people think, being true to who I am, and yeah, just not diluting it, not watering it down. No more. And then the last theme I had written down, at first I wrote down responsibility and accountability, which I know maybe that sounds a little weird, but I was kind of like thinking about it a little more. And I think what I really meant by that was this theme of having agency and free will over my own life. I feel like this last like year or two, I've really reached this point where I've come to kind of realize that I really am in control of my own life. I feel like I used to be very reactive to life, to people, to situations, and felt very much kind of a victim of life in a lot of ways. If something went wrong, I sort of just felt like I was kind of at life's will. Like, it was kind of like tossing me and throwing me around, and I felt like there wasn't much I could do about it. But I feel like over the past year, I've really come into this greater sense of power, I think. This free will, this understanding that like, I am the creator of my life. I get to choose the story that I want to tell. I get to be fiercely sweet with myself. I get to reparent myself. I have this radical responsibility to myself to make my life the best it can be. To make my life not just the best it can be, but better than I ever dreamed. I have the responsibility to follow my dreams. Nobody, you know, I can wish and dream and hope for all this stuff like as much as I want, but if I don't take action, that's on me. So, and that kind of sounds a little bit like maybe like a pull you up by your bootstraps mentality, but I don't know. I feel like it's the willingness to, like I had on my vision board, understand that I get to choose to dance my own dance. I get to follow my dreams. I get to sweat my prayers, dance my pain, move on with my life. I get to dance first and think later. And if you don't dance your dance, then who will? Like, truly. I feel like I've just realized that like, I'm the one. I get to like make all these things happen, and like, that's exciting. It's also a little scary because it's like, fuck, like I'm the one. Like, I have to make all this shit happen. But it's also like, wow, like we have so much freedom in this life to do whatever we want, truly. So exciting, daunting, but we get to be courageous and brave. And so I feel like, yeah, I'm going into 2026 with this fierce sweetness with myself to, you know, hold myself in whatever happens in my life, and to kind of like see my younger self within me and hold her hand and let her know that like, she's not alone. I'm going to be doing this with her. We're doing it together. And in that, we're going to really be listening to our bodies, responding to our body's authentic desires, and doing the somatic work to process whatever we're feeling in order to kind of empower ourselves to meet whatever unmet needs we might have, to know that we are powerful. You are powerful. I am powerful. And our aura really truly is this like beautiful flame and butterflies. We can do anything, and yeah, just like truly believing that. So anywho, that was kind of my reflections on my themes for the upcoming year. Let me know, please, in the comments if you've ever created your own vision board. If you made one for this year, what were some of the main themes that you were seeing? I would love to hear how you did that, how you went about it. Did you make a digital vision board like me? Are you more of like a physical, like get some cool magazines and like paste them together type of a girl? I've never done that personally. I think it would be fun, but like, it's just easier online. So like, that's kind of what I do. Plus I like to have it as like my phone wallpaper. Yeah, I'd love to hear your feedback. Do any of these themes that I talked about resonate with you? Are you gonna be bringing this into your 2026? Yeah, just let me know. Comments are always open. I read everything. So don't feel shy. And yeah, I hope you have a beautiful 2026. Thank you so much for watching, and here's to a wonderful, amazing year ahead. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.